Hey guys, we're in a detached garage today that the homeowners are wanting to convert into a food storage space. So to do that, they want to run heating and cooling, but first priority is we got to make sure that the building is energy efficient and well insulated. I'm joined by Dave Anderson, Insulation Manager of R&K Building Supplies, and today we're going to learn about radiant barrier and how it's going to really help this building come to life.
Yep, the biggest thing that we're going to be doing with the radiant barrier, and it's going to be used in conjunction with blown insulation also at the ceiling level. But the combination of the two is really where you're going to see your biggest energy savings. And then also we're going to be coming in and doing blown insulation in the walls. So it's going to be an interesting application.
So there's three different kinds of insulation being used here. The one that's kind of unique to this scenario is that you're also adding the radiant barrier. Can you explain what that is, but why it only applies in certain scenarios and why it doesn't apply in others?
Really good question. I mean, with the radiant barrier on this, really the biggest thing that you have is the pitch of this roof. If you have flat roofs, radiant barrier is not going to work for you. At a minimum, you want a 412 pitch on your roof, and we've got to be able to have access to get in there and install it. And what we do not do is install it directly at the underside of the roof deck, because then you get that conductive heat coming through. What we use is the rafter space. So we apply it at the bottom side of the rafters.
So the space that's in between is air, or do you add additional insulation in there?
And that air comes down to the eave vents, and that convective air movement gets that through there. So you use that airspace as part of the insulation.
Okay, so just breaking it down, can you explain what the radiant barrier is actually doing to help to cool the space?
Well, if you think about it, that sun is coming through and beating down on your roof, and if you take an average attic temperature of 150 degrees, the radiant barrier stops or reflects 97% of that radiant heat coming through there, through that airspace in that rafter space. So you can reduce the temperature of your attic by 20 to 30 degrees. And if you think about it, your air handler is up there, your ductwork is up there. It's going to give added life to that system. You're going to save money.
You mentioned three different types of insulation that you're going to be using for this particular structure, but if you can really quick just walk us through all the different types of insulation that you provide at R&K.
Well, there's a lot of different types of insulation out there, some more suited for new construction, such as foam. There's open cell foam, closed cell foam. There's fiberglass bats. There's blown cellulose. The cellulose is recycled newspapers and phone books. The fiberglass that is manufactured uses 30% post-consumer glass. So both cellulose and fiberglass are very green products. The one project that we're working on, we're using radiant barrier, which has been around for a long time, but we're going to be applying that here, and it's in Arizona. If you think about it, it should work fantastic.
You know, in a moment we're going to have an opportunity to see some of that insulation being installed in this structure, but can you tell us how it is that you're able to go into any building and work with the homeowner, provide the education so that they have a peace of mind as to what kind of insulation you're recommending on their project?
Well, a lot of the houses, any house that's older than 5 years old, I would suggest either the homeowner get up there and measure how much you have. Just take a ruler, stick it down until you hit the sheetrock and measure how much you have, and you could even call us with that, or call us, we'll come out and do it and give you free estimates. But visually seeing what type of material you have, and then also how much you have, then we can recommend what we need to bring it up to.
Now, R&K is a family-owned business, and with that you deliver high-quality service, but you're also able to remain competitive. Sometimes even more so than the big box stores?
Oh yeah, you think about it. We are able to work with our manufacturers and deal directly with them. So our purchasing power has something to do with that. Our attention to detail, and we're able to focus more on the customer than some of these other bigger companies would. R&K has been around since 1974, and we plan on being there. If you come back and there's any issues whatsoever, we're there to take care of you.
You know, being family owned and being able to give that extra care to your customers, you know, is an obvious plus. But why is it that you're so proud to be a part of the company?
Well, part of it is the longevity of the company, and we deal with integrity with the customer. I'm not going to sell you something you don't need, and we want to see and have you be happy with us when you leave, and that's going to lead you to tell your friends and family about us, and we're going to get return business. So you win, we win as well.
And with that really brings peace of mind. Can you tell our viewers and our listeners how they can reach you?
Get on the web, randkaz.com. Lots of good information there, or reach us at 480-892-0025.
Well, thank you so much. You can also reach his entire team at R&K Building Supplies at 1-800-ASK-A-PRO or online at 1-800-ASKAPRO.tv. Guys?
Don't go away. When we come back, we're going to have some more information that's going to make your house razzle and dazzle.